Hello to everyone in TV land. This is Focus on Liberia online television, and you're listening to the Focus on Liberia Daily News. I am Gwendolyn Dorado, your presenter. I bring you the headlines. Former Dorado County lawmaker Akaris Gray calls for immediate expulsion of Deputy Speaker Fala from the Congress for Democratic Change. Agriculture Minister says Liberia will grow about 45% of the rice it consumes by 2025. Majority Black lawmakers in the House of Representatives bowed to the Supreme Court's decision ordering them to follow the law if they want to remove Speaker Jonathan Kofa. Away from home, the Nigerian authorities have dropped treason and other charges against dozens of protesters, including more than 30 children who were arrested in August after taking part in anti-government demonstrations. These plus many more developments coming up on the Daily News. Now the news in details. Former Dorado County District Number 8 lawmaker Akaris Moses Gray has called for the immediate expulsion of Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala from the Congress for Democratic Change, accusing him of betraying the party's principles and working against its leadership. In a strongly worded statement issued on his official Facebook page on Tuesday, November 5th, Gray claimed that Fala's actions are aimed at undermining the CDC and tearing down the unity among its members. On Thursday, October 31st, Fala made a notable entrance to the joint chamber. He received a warm reception from his colleagues. The atmosphere was charged as he was embraced by fellow lawmakers who cheered and expressed their support. Upon taking the stage, Fala received the authority to conduct the session from presiding officer Representative Clarence Garr. Fala's decision on Thursday carried significant weight, as his decision to break away from the pro-Kofa bloc could have far-reaching consequences not only for the internal dynamics of the House, but also for his political future within the CDC. Gray argued that as CDC's vice chairman for operations and a member of the National Executive Committee, Fala has a duty to follow the party's official positions, which are issued by the chairman and secretary general. However, according to Gray, Fala has disregarded these official positions and has instead led a harmful effort to weaken the CDC from within. Gray stated that Fala must not only be called to order by the caucus, but must be expelled from the CDC, describing Fala as a party deviant and dissident. Gray asserted that Fala's rise to national leadership was a direct result of CDC's support. He argued that Fala has forgotten the struggles of loyal CDC supporters who stood by him, some of whom, Gray alleged, suffered injuries and even lost their lives in Lofa County during political confrontations that were meant to further the party's cause. In his message, Gray expressed strong support for the CDC's long-standing mission and urged the leadership to take immediate action against what he perceives as a threat within their ranks. He called for solidarity among CDC supporters. Agriculture Minister Dr. J. Alexander Nutter says with the target the government of Liberia has put in place through the Ministry of Agriculture that Liberia will grow about 45% of the rice it consumes by 2025. Speaking in an interview with journalists over the weekend in Bong Mines, Lower Bong County, he underscored a need for the country to go beyond importing rice, but this can only be done by Liberians growing the rice they eat. Dr. Nutter is optimistic that Liberians can do it based on what he has noticed across the country. He says the government is supporting rice production on 4,696 hectares of land, which if cultivated could yield about 7,000 metric tons of rice. Accordingly, he points out that if this is converted, there should be around 3,000 metric tons of locally produced rice on the Liberian market, but it would just be a drop in the bucket because statistics from 2023 show that Liberians consumed 516,000 metric tons of rice. The House of Representatives Committee Chairman on Drugs, Representative Thomas Goshua, have warned that Liberia is on a ticking time bomb in light of widespread substance abuse among the youth. According to the representative, the youthful population of the nation is at risk if there is no vigilant approach to tackle the rapid spread of narcotic substances. There's practically no home in Liberia that is not being affected by drugs, Representative Goshua said recently during an anti-drug campaign. He suggested that no home, be it a representative's or a minister's home, that is not affected. According to Goshua, one way or the other, your child or children are being affected by drugs. Goshua's assertion came despite President Joseph Yoma Boakai declaring drugs a national public health emergency at the start of the new administration this year. There have been some efforts to counter the increase of narcotic substances in Liberia, but more young people continue to access narcotics, joining a fast-growing population of drug addicts and disadvantaged folks. The Grand Bassa County Electoral District Number 5 representative described the narcotic drug situation in the country as worrisome. The Governance Commission expresses serious concern that the current political stalemate in the House of Representatives could jeopardize investment opportunities and hinder national economic development. The Commission urges all parties involved in the saga to negotiate to resolve their differences and foster a more stable political environment conducive to economic growth. A statement from the Governors Commission emphasized the importance of facilitated negotiations as the most effective way to resolve the legislative impasse. It believes that achieving stability in legislative operations is crucial for ensuring a favorable investment climate and promoting national economic progress. The Commission highlights the urgency of the situation, stating, while constitutional and legal approaches are available, mediated negotiation offers the most effective, least decisive solution. This underscores the Commission's belief that dialogue and collaboration are essential for overcoming the current challenges and ensuring legislative stability. The November 3, 2024 statement further emphasized that between two contradictory possibilities, there is always room for the excluded third. The Commission called on national and international stakeholders to support dialogue efforts, reinforcing its commitment to finding a balanced solution to the political crisis. Given the national and international concerns regarding the situation in Liberia, the Commission further urged for cooperative action to prevent further socio-economic setbacks. They emphasized the need for unity and collaboration to address the nation's challenges and promote stability and growth. The Commission's warning comes amid escalating tensions in Liberia's House of Representatives. A majority bloc of 43 representatives is attempting to remove Speaker Councillor Jonathan Fonati Kofa, who faces accusations of wrongdoing. Meanwhile, 30 representatives continue to support the embattled Speaker, highlighting the deep division within the legislature. The government of Liberia is holding a two-day training for key officials across various ministries, agencies, and commissions to enhance performance management and compliance systems within the government. The PMCS, which President Boakai recently signed, is a comprehensive framework designed to monitor and evaluate public sector performance across all institutions in Liberia. Its goal is to enhance accountability, and service quality through measurable performance aligned with the national development agenda. Additionally, it seeks to foster a results-driven, citizen-focused approach by incorporating real-time feedback to promote transparency and create an efficient government dedicated to effectively serving the public. Key components of the PMCS include signing performance contracts with President Boakai, establishing a performance monitoring and evaluation system, engaging stakeholders, implementing a citizens' feedback mechanism, and promoting data-driven decision-making. The workshop being held at the C. Cecil Dennis Auditorium at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs brings together government officials, including directors of procurement, finance and planning, monitoring, and evaluation to establish clear targets that improve resource allocation, enhance operational efficiency, and encourage public servants to provide structured expectations for professional development within the government. Away from Liberia, the Nigerian authorities have dropped treason and other charges against dozens of protesters, including more than 30 children who were arrested in August after taking part in anti-government demonstrations. President Bola Tinubu had already called for the release of all minors, some as young as 14, after footage of four of them collapsing in court on Friday, apparently due to malnourishment, sparked outrage. He also said the police and other officials involved in the arrests and subsequent legal processes should be investigated. The viral videos of the young people breathing in pain led to a renewed debate over their treatment as well as the length of their detention. Initial reports had talked of 27 young people being affected, but details of another set of detainees, including more between the ages of 14 and 17, have emerged since. The suspects have been in custody for nearly 3 months after participating in the End Bad Governance protest, which swept the country in August over deepening cost of living crisis. That does it for the Focus on Liberia Daily News. I do a recap of the headlines. Former Dorado County lawmaker Akaris Gray calls for immediate expulsion of Deputy Speaker Fala from the Congress for Democratic Change. Agriculture Minister says Liberia will grow about 45% of the rice it consumes by 2025. Majority Black lawmakers in the House of Representatives bow to the Supreme Court's decision ordering them to follow the law if they want to remove Speaker Kofa. Away from home, the Nigerian authorities have dropped treason and other charges against dozens of protesters, including more than 30 children who were arrested in August after taking part in anti-government demonstrations. On behalf of the management and staff of Focus on Liberia, many thanks to our listeners and viewers. We urge that you keep following us and share our videos. My name is Gwendolyn Dorado. I presented.